for the Q&A. There is a question. So it says that I would like to ask if a person that got terminal illness, how this quality reflection help? Which quality should he or she reflect more? For someone who is not able to accept his or her current condition, how to bring up the happiness and positive mind through this quality reflection. Okay? So actually, for this, if somebody is sick, then there are few qualities that they can reflect on. Actually, they can continue to abide in Mettā with the knowledge that, let the body be sick, but let the mind not be sick. So even though I'm sick, I will continue to radiate love to myself and to others, and even to the sickness. Even though technically, the loving kindness, all these qualities, the object should be a being, but sometimes it's to cultivate that friendliness and kindness and gentleness, that attitude, that wise attention towards that sickness. Okay? So this is not covered in the Buddhist text, but it's just a skillful means to maintain a loving attitude and a source of happiness for yourself, and to have a good attitude towards the sickness. Okay, some people are angry that they are sick, So there's double sickness of the body and sickness of the mind. So that is one way. Mettā is possible. Karuna is also possible. Compassion. So they also wish themselves to be free from the sickness. And then they can also extend it, for somebody who has cancer. Then they can think that, since I'm having cancer, I'm so suffering. There are so many suffering beings in the world. Let all the suffering beings in the world be free from suffering and causes of suffering. Free from suffering and causes of suffering. In this way, they'll find that the patient will find that if they do it correctly, then it will help to relieve the suffering in their heart and helps to remind them that, hey, they are not the only one who's suffering. Many beings are suffering, okay? So there's no need to, get into the downward spiral, negative thoughts of depression. Because actually, like the Buddha said, sickness is also natural, it's part of samsara. Isn't that so? Yeah, so when they can reflect like this, they find that it helps them to relieve their suffering mind also. And when their mind is more relaxed, then sometimes it helps to relieve the bodily pain and suffering also. Alright? Because at least they are not regarding it with anger, with depression, with grief, all the negative emotions. At least they're facing it with a positive emotion. Alright? And then sympathetic joy. Sympathetic joy also can. That is, if they have the understanding that, now I'm sick, so let whatever good qualities that I have, may I not lose these good qualities even though I'm sick. May let my body be sick, but may I not lose whatever good qualities that I have. May I not lose whatever properties or wealth that I have. But of course, you have like what I shared in the last sharing. We do it with understanding that sometimes what we have may be lost also. Okay, but nevertheless, it may be lost, but doesn't mean that we cannot continue to wish ourselves well, right? So it's the same principle. We are going to be sick and die one day. Does it mean that we stop living life? No, right? Does it mean that we do not take care of our health? No, right? Yeah, so it's the same theory, okay? So for mudita, sympathetic joy is also possible, like that. And then, finally, upekkhā, equanimity. Equanimity is also possible for the patient to abide in, because it helps them to relate and to accept this phenomenon of the body, that the body will sometimes be sick. Okay? Some people, they suffer so much because their body is sick. Then after that, their negative emotions just make things worse, isn't it so? Because they cannot accept that they are sick. But this kind of thinking is contrary to the laws of nature. When conditions are fulfilled, we will be sick. When conditions are fulfilled, we will be healthy. So it's all part of life. We can't just expect to have just the good side of life and, not having the ugly side of life or the suffering side of life. It comes together, part of the package, bro. Okay? So when they cultivate equanimity, they'll find that they will be able to accept his or her current situation better. And then when they can accept, then they are in a position to move forward, to be free from negative emotions that drag down their energy, and to move forward in their treatment, in life, and maybe in facing the sickness and even death. Okay? So, the 4 qualities, they can reflect, and then which reflection should they reflect more? Different times, at different times, different qualities help. So it's just to be pragmatic, okay? If they have cultivated one quality that is very strong, and if that quality helps, they can use it. They can abide in that emotion. Then if not, if the emotion is not working, then they can try the other 3 emotions, and then see whichever that helps them. At least when they do it, their mind gets a bit of relief. The one that gets the most relief, that is the quality that will help them at that difficult time. All right? Okay, so that's why these 4 qualities are very wonderful. Very, very wonderful. Okay? All right, so that's all for today. Wish all of you well, peaceful, happy, full of sympathetic joy, and let us share merits. Right?